Well, I want the Western Sydney region to be known as the frontier economy for Australia, the frontier place where they're at the cutting edge of creating new forms of value through getting into the big global supply chains, through producing the goods and services that are at that cutting edge of innovation, where we're getting the premium prices for things, where we've got the most skilled people.
I think Western Sydney's identity is one that is forged by its diversity. That's its strength economically, socially and culturally. The fact that Western Sydney's links into the world are direct, are familial, are linguistic, are cultural, is a wonderful asset to have for those reasons, but it's a great point of leverage economically, and it's underdone. I don't think that governments recognise what they have in Western Sydney. They see a lot of voters in Western Sydney, but I don't think they always recognise the potential economically, of that region as a point of leverage for Australia in the national interest.
If I was to sell Western Sydney to the rest of the world, I would tell them, come here and experience the world in Western Sydney. You can experience every culture. You can experience a range of skills, assets. You can experience various natural environments. You can swim, you can go to the mountains. You can experience every form of a natural landscape here in Western Sydney. And I believe that our diversity should be at the core and at the forefront of the ways in which we continue to build our identity as a region.
Our graduates are the future of Western Sydney in so many ways. And I'm incredibly proud of what they achieve. Our alumni, we now have over 200,000 alumni, and many of them have contributed significantly to ensuring that the attainment rate in Western Sydney is now above the national average for the first time in the most recent census.
Western Sydney's got heaps of strengths, but I'd name two that I think really stand out. The first is an airport. And, people fought for this airport for a long time, but you don't build airports very often, certainly of this scale and magnitude. This will be the biggest airport Australia has built for 100 years. And it's just a catalyst for industry expansion, things like agribusiness, things like advanced manufacturing. It will bring tourism into Western Sydney and into the Blue Mountains, into the western part of the state. So the airport, and being a 24/7 airport, that is just a massive competitive advantage. But the second advantage is people. Diversity is an advantage, not a disadvantage. The number of people who don't speak or speak a language other than English, that is an advantage. But also, we're now starting to exceed the national average on tertiary qualifications. So what people want is skilled, agile workforces, and we have that in Western Sydney. And we can unlock that potential and marry that with all the industries that are going to come from having a 24/7 international airport and start to really build economic and social momentum.
The airport will be, without a doubt, a game-changing moment when the first aeroplane takes off from Western Sydney Airport at Badgerys Creek, when Bradfield, however it might be named, develops in the future as a really powerful high-tech industrial hub in advanced manufacturing, and the jobs that it will create. The work we're doing on agriculture and technology around Hawkesbury, the enormous health and education precincts, Liverpool, Westmead, Campbelltown, what will happen in Blacktown, Bankstown now over the next 8 years as their new hospital is developed. The transport network, I'm looking forward to light rail actually starting here in Parramatta to connect us eventually through to Sydney Olympic Park. So we have the physical infrastructure developing at an unprecedented pace. We've just got to ensure that the people of Western Sydney come along with us on that journey and get the benefits of it. And it's about skills, it's about jobs, it's about the lifestyle of our region. And I think that's an exciting future, and I'm looking forward to it unfolding in what will be a surprisingly short amount of time, I think, as well.
And one of the things I'm really keen for the university to do is change this mindset about disadvantaged Western Sydney. I don't see Western Sydney as disadvantaged. Of course, there are pockets of disadvantage. And of course, we've got a moral and social obligation to overcome that. But I see Western Sydney as this powerhouse, the third biggest economy in Australia. When I tell people that, they go, really? And so I think a big challenge to overcome is mindset. We've got to actually get into the positive mindset, the unlimited potential mindset, not the mindset of catch-up, the mindset of leaping over the rest of Australia to become this economic powerhouse.